Will, go ahead.
Okay, I got a couple of things, changing gears. Will there be an order to lower flags to have staff to mark Mrs. Carter's passing, and is the President planning on attending her funeral?
So let me just say at the top, I know you heard from the President and the First Lady yesterday on the passing of the former First Lady. I just want to say certainly that their thoughts are with President Carter and the entire Carter family. As the President said yesterday, Jimmy and Rosalynn Carter have been dear, longtime friends, and Rosalynn Carter was an extraordinary, extraordinary First Lady. She was a champion for equal rights and opportunities for women and girls, an advocate for mental health and wellness for every person, and a supporter of the often unseen, uncompensated caregivers of our children, aging loved ones, and people with disabilities. The President and the First Lady are thinking of her and of him and keeping the Carter family in their prayers today as well. As it relates to any potential travel, the President and the First Lady plan to pay respects to the former First Lady. Don't have anything to share at this time on details or anything to confirm just yet, but certainly as we have information or more details to share, we certainly will share that with all of you. And as it relates to the lowered to half staff, the flag being lowered to half staff, yes, we will certainly do that, and we certainly will follow. We'll do that in accordance with protocols and details of when and how long that will happen. We certainly will share that at an appropriate time.
I think you're onto something.
Okay, another topic. How is the President planning to mark his birthday? I asked because he mentioned it during the turkey parting. It looks like he's got some family here. Are we going to have like a party or a dinner?
So he's gonna do what they normally do, how they celebrate the President's birthday. There's a tradition, which they're going to keep to that tradition, which is they'll be able to celebrate the President's birthday as a family together in Nantucket later this week, and certainly we'll do that with coconut cake, which is something that they traditionally do. Okay.
Last year, we all remember the messy holiday travel season. I know the administration has taken steps to try to improve compensation for travelers who face delays and some other steps to hold airlines accountable. How confident is the White House that Americans won't face those same kind of issues this travel season?
I haven't laughed that hard since I was a little girl. Thank you.
Well, it's hard to predict, obviously, but certainly we take this very seriously. The Department of Transportation takes this very seriously, and so we're going to certainly keep eye on what's going on the next couple of days as Americans travel crisscross the country to get to their loved ones for Thanksgiving. And so, if any issues arise, obviously, the Department of Transportation, this administration, will be on top of it. Hard to kind of surmise what that's going to look like, but as you said, we've taken this seriously, and we've taken actions to work closely with airlines, to work closely with other transportation means of vehicles, if you will, to make sure that Americans get to where they need to safely, certainly on time, as I know they want to get to on time, and so we'll certainly be vigilant and on top of it.
It's over. We are screwed.
And if I could just ask one follow-up on Nancy's question. Some advertisers have pulled their ads from X, formerly known as Twitter. Is the White House at all considering suspending its official White House or the President's accounts on X, given Elon Musk's comments?
So I don't have anything to announce at this time, or any internal conversations on that particular question, but we've been very clear. You heard from this White House after those abhorrent, as you heard from us, comments were made by Elon Musk, and we are going to continue to certainly call that out, condemn those types of hateful comments that could be incredibly dangerous, and so we won't stop doing that. I just don't have any internal conversations to read out or announcement to read out on that particular platform.
Has anyone here spoken to Musk?
I don't have any conversations to read out, but we will continue to certainly condemn any type of hateful comments that, again, are dangerous.
What are you saying?
Good, Steve.
How much more funding is available for Ukraine, the military packages?
So that is something I would certainly refer you to the Department of Defense. They'll have more information on the specifics on that, on your particular question. But look, this is why we've been very clear about the supplemental, about asking for additional Ukraine funding so that the people, the brave people of Ukraine continue to fight against the aggression that we've been seeing from Russia. They're fighting against tyranny, right? They're fighting against terrorism, right? When you think about Israel as well and what Israel is doing and trying to fight against Hamas. And so that's why that supplemental, that national security supplemental for both are incredibly important. And we're going to continue to have those conversations with folks on the Hill about the importance of moving forward with the President's national security supplemental. I don't have any specifics on how much money is left. Certainly would refer you to the Department of Defense.
Secondly, the Commission on Presidential Debates just announced dates and locations for the debates next year. Will the President participate in it?
I would refer to the campaign on that particular question. Thanks, Steve. Go ahead, Renjay.
Karine, what does the White House make of Democrats and particularly young people who say they do not approve of the President's handling of the Israel-Hamas war?
So look, as I'm going to be mindful, right, because there's going to be a number of polls that are going to be coming out, which, obviously, which we respect, and obviously that is kind of the way that things go. But what I'll be very clear about is we're not going to govern by polls here. We're going to, or poll numbers. We're going to focus on delivering for the American people. That's going to be our focus. We're going to focus on how the President's going to, we believe, continue to deliver on what the American people sent him to do.
Holla, city of squalor.
Right, whether it's the economy. Let's not forget when the President walked into this administration, the economy was at a tailspin, and that was because of what the last administration did. And so we had small businesses were shut down, we had schools, majority of schools were shut down, large jobs were lost, and the pandemic was not under control. Now we understand the actions and the historic actions, legislations that this President has done is going to take some time. It's going to take some time. It's not like turning on a light switch for people to certainly feel that. But look, as it relates to recent polling, look, we're going to focus on what we can do. We're going to focus on governing. We're going to focus on making sure we continue to deliver. I'm not going to go point by point on each poll, but I just can speak to you about what our focus is going to be moving forward.
Then maybe polling aside, can you say whether this White House has a theory of the case on how you win over young people, whether it's on this conflict specifically or generally?
Yeah, that is weird.
So look, as when we say win, I'm going to be very careful, right? Don't want to make sure I'm not speaking to 2024. That is something certainly that the campaign can analyze and speak to more broadly and how that looks for them and how it looks for that campaign, the President re-election. What I can say is we're going to continue focusing on delivering for the American people. That includes young people, right? That includes making sure that we meet them where they are, whether it's student loans, whether it's an economy that works for all and does not leave them behind. Those are the things that you see the President do day in and day out as we put forward policy plans, and that include young people as well. I'm going to leave any of the analysis, any of the specifics to any poll, to dozens of people, certainly on TV, right? It's kind of a cottage industry out there. They're going to analyze that. They're going to speak to that, leave that to them, leave that to the campaign to speak to winning young people or anything that's related to 2024.
What the hell are you talking about?
Do you know what the President makes of the fact that so many young people are opposed to?
I mean, I can tell you this. The President is focusing on the job at hand. He truly is. He's focusing on how we're going to deliver for the American people. That is his focus, and that's what he's been truly steadfast about in the almost 3 years of this administration. Okay, Nancy.
Thanks, Karine. How closely is the White House tracking what's going on at OpenAI, one of the most powerful companies in the AI sphere, the revolt there, mass resignations, and what does this mean for the recent executive order having to do with AI?
So on the first question, look, we're not going to comment on any private company. We never do, especially as it's changing any personnel decisions that they make as they make those changes. As it relates to the executive order, a very comprehensive executive order that the President announced not too long ago on AI, our message to tech companies continues to be clear. They need to assure AI systems are safe before releasing them to the public. public. We're going to continue to make that clear, have those conversations. But as it relates to personnel decision made by private company, we're just not going to comment from here.
Say that, folks. Come here, say it.